guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I just felt like I really had to share with you guys my like crazy shamanic journeying experience with you guys. So I've done shamanic journeying before, just kind of little short trips. I do not use any like external substances, in order to go on my trips. It's just I get myself into a deep meditative phase. Let's get into kind of what everything so what went on last night. Okay, so I normally just sit in my bed. I sit up nice and straight, and I put my earbuds in because I like to kind of hear the shamanic drumming kind of like in my brain. So I have my phone on like next to me on the bed. I had Wally in my lap. In my hands I was holding my brand new piece of petrified wood, whom I have endearingly called Patrick because I think it looks like a little boy, his little eyes, his little nose, his little happy face. But yeah, Patrick is like there's like a little nature spirit that's in here, and he came across as Patrick. So anyway, so I'm holding that in my hands, got my phone next to me, I got my earbuds in, and Wally's in my lap, and I'm going in, I'm hearing the drumming. And by the way, I'm listening to Introduction to Shamanic Journeying by Faruka Rotfield. And you can find her on iTunes. So anyway, I'm going deep, and I like to envision that I'm like in a forest, and I see a tree, and the tree, a door opens on the tree, and my guide will take me into the tree, and we go down to the lower world. The reason I want to go to the lower world is because that's where like all the animals and stuff are, and I like communicating and working with animals. So I'm walking through the forest, and I'm noticing that I'm actually smelling the forest. Like normally I'm like meditating, but I can kind of feel that I'm here, and this is kind of going on in my mind. But it kind of felt like I was really somewhere and I was really here, like that I was actually really two places at once. And so I can smell the forest. I can feel the rich soil beneath my feet, and I'm like, whoa. So I happen to look down because I freak out, right? And I noticed my legs aren't mine. They're like somebody else's legs. I was like, what the deuce? Like, this is a weird meditation. And I've got these like leather booties on, not like moccasins, but just these like booties. And it's kind of, there's like a string around my ankle to keep the like leather booty on. And I have these like knobby legs, these white legs, like white hairy legs. There's guy legs, and I have these, and I can tell that there's these pelts of like animal skins, hanging off my waist as like my covering, I guess. And I'm like, okay. And I have my gray wolf copy, which is my one of my spirit guides, like walking next to me all of a sudden, and I have my shamanic journeying guide, which is a monitor lizard named Simon. And so it wasn't just him, but it was actually copy my wolf that's with me. And I've been just like inundated with wolf imagery lately. I like literally thought I saw a wolf in my yard. Like I freaked out because I was like, holy shit, there's a wolf in my yard. But then I like, it was something I actually saw with my eyes. It was really weird. It's like all of this, all of a sudden our crows in our neighborhood have been replaced by ravens, and I'm getting like all this like raven and wolf, like. So anyway, back to the story. So we're walking through, and I'm like, okay, so I'm somebody else. We get to the tree that I go to for my little elevator ride, and I go into the tree, and I'm going down, and I can actually feel my stomach going up as if I'm actually falling someplace. And I'm like, whoa, and so I'm like feeling all these feels, I'm smelling all these smells, and the door opens, and it's like, it's how I usually envision it, in my mind's eye. It's kind of like this wide open space of bushes and trees and grass, and there's all kinds of animals and dinosaurs and whatnot there. And I'm greeted by my other animal spirit guide, which is a horse named Colt. I was not very imaginative with his name, so I just call him Colt. It's one of those brown horses with like the white stripe on the nose, and or the muzzle, I should say. And I'm like, okay, so I start talking to Colt, but I'm speaking in a language I don't know. And I can hear my own voice, like the voice that you guys hear, translating to myself what I'm saying. And so it's like I'm trying to say something like, hey, how are you doing? Except it's coming out in a different language, but I can hear myself in English say, hey, how are you doing? It was really weird. It was like this guttural, kind of a cross between, I don't know if it was Scottish or Celtic or Nordic or what. It was kind of in that realm of speak. It was definitely a deep man's voice. It was not my voice, but it was me talking, and I'm like translating for myself. And so I get on Colt, and he doesn't have a saddle or anything, so I ride him bareback. So I just like grab him by the mane and I like, hop on. And I know that we have to go somewhere, and so we're going, and we're going like really, really fast. And then we finally make it to a clearing, and there's this giant tree, and in front of the giant tree is this like stone table. And I walk over to the table, and it has a couple of runic symbols that I recognize. And because this was so trippy, I actually wrote it down in my diary. I drew a picture of it, so maybe you guys can get a better view. So I'll describe it first, and I'll show you guys the picture so you guys can understand. So on this stone table, there's a hologram in the middle, kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi style kind of hologram, and it's Horus. Horus is also one of my guides. It's the eagle, the hawk, the falcon, and it's like perpetually flapping his wings in this hologram, and it's like he's communicating to me telepathically through this like hologram. And I'm like, hey Horus, like, what's up? But I'm speaking that other language again. I'm saying I need direction. And so I noticed that there's a cutout for my left hand and a cutout for my right hand on the table. So I put my hands on those cutouts, and above my right hand is the runic symbol for it's Perth, but also kind of a pagan symbol for summer, kind of, like that. And then above that is the lunar spiral, the pagan lunar spiral, or Wiccan. And then next to that is Tyr, Tyr, the arrow that points up, the other runic symbol. So I put my hand there, and this is, and you got the hologram in the middle, and then above my left hand, there's this symbol that kind of goes like this, and then there's like a little circle at the bottom. So it's like dude, and a little circle, and there's a piece of amethyst up here, like a big raw chunk of it. And so I put my hands on the things on the table, and like all this blue electricity starts going through my body, and as I'm sitting on my bed, I can physically feel the electricity like tingly on my forearms, and I'm like, whoa. And I soak all this stuff in, and then I decide I'm done, and then I tell Horus, I said, staying within my life's purpose, I would like to shift what I'm doing on Earth to be more involved in healing and helping, working with my tarot cards and things like that, and working with the spirit world and helping those in the spirit world to cross over, helping energies heal on the other side, but also helping the energy of the people here. And I said I would like to shift my focus a little bit to do more of that. And I said, so on a human level, that means I need to shift my career, so that I can continue working on that on like a full-time basis here on Earth. And so Horus tells me telepathically that I have to move this piece of amethyst. So I take my left hand, and it's like I'm shifting gears in a car. So I take the amethyst and I move it on that symbol. So I'm like, and then I put my hands back in the slots, and now this purple electricity starts going through, and it's like flashes of images, just like crazy. And it's like the first image is the eye of Horus, just like bam, and I feel like I have the eyes of Horus like on me. And then I start feeling like I'm shifting and shaping into all these different animals. I have like antlers, I feel like I'm a wolf, I feel like I'm a horse, I feel like I'm Horus, like a bird, I'm all these, a conglomeration of all these animals, and it was really, really strange. And then it was like everything was opening. I was like, whoa. So then I took my hands off the table, and Colt, the horse, let me know that it's time to go back. So I jump back on the horse, we make it back to the tree, and that's just at the moment in the meditation of the drumming of the callback. And so I was like, whoa, right on time, and of course I go back into the tree, and I come back. But I had to write this stuff down right away. So I drew kind of a picture of it. So like there would be the hologram of Horus. This is where I put my hands. Please do not judge my drawing. This is the runic symbol of Perth or summer. Here's the lunar spiral. Here's Tyr. So yeah, just crazy. I just really felt like I had to share that with you guys. I don't know why I looked differently, why I was a different gender, why I was dressed the way I was, why I was speaking a language I didn't know. Like that's never happened in a meditation before. So I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys. And so if you have any comments, or maybe you can understand what was going on, like leave that in the comment section below. I would definitely like to start a discussion on this. Like this was great, and I'm definitely going to be trying to do some journeying again tonight and some more journaling, kind of figure all that stuff out. So yeah, all right, well, so if you like this video, you want to hear more of my weird meditations, then go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and if you would like to catch a reading with me, don't forget to click on that information box below, and I'll see you shamanic homies later. So peace, love, and chicken grace. Peace out.